welcome to another episode of the Knit Chat with Jen podcast. I am your host, Jen. I am so happy you are here. If you are new, thank you so much for checking me out. If you are returning, I am so happy you are here. You guys make my day. I don't know what happened. Maybe someone mentioned me, but I was kind of lingering around 23 subscribers. All of a sudden this week, I'm up to 30. And my You Can't Froth Butter episode is like jumping. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm happy about it. Don't get me wrong. But that's just, wow. Today I'm drinking tea. So that's why Hugh is here. Because if you know, I don't know if you can notice or not. I'm at the tail end of a cold. So if I'm extra nasally and annoying, that's why. Or gravelly. I don't know. I've noticed I have that voice fry, which I don't care. But I'm having tea. And today the tea is Yogi Honey Lavender Stress Relief. Normally I would, when I'm sick, especially if it's throat, I'll do the stress coat, but I didn't feel like it today. And you know, if you ever had Yogi tea before, they usually have some quotes or adages that I enjoy. Good Earth does that too, but today's one is appreciate yourself and honor your soul, which makes me happy. So yeah, that's my tea. I already welcome new viewers. See, I'm so good. Did my notes. Alright. New viewers, 30. So yeah, I was going to do like a big shout out and say if we can get to 30 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway, but now it's already surpassed. So maybe if I get to 35, I'll do a giveaway. Like I mean, of course, I'm going to be shopping the stash. My stash is over here. So maybe, I'll show that next week. So, but we're not here to talk about ramblings. We're here to talk about knitting and books, stash therapy, and etc., etc., etc. And by the way, today is Saturday, September 10th, 2016. I am Jen, who comes out of Hayward, California, which is a small little city in the East Bay area, in the San Francisco Bay Area in Northern California, where I live with my hubby and my fuzzy wuzzy kitty named Teddy, which she's now lying in the shade over here, hiding from the sun, because it's almost time for feeding time. She's trying to look as miserable as ever. If I can take a picture right now, I would. But we can do that later. For now, let's get into knitting, and let's talk about what's off my needles. So, I don't know if you could guess. Oh, ooh, yes. I'm sorry for the sniffling. I'll pause it in a minute to blow my nose. But yes, it's the Pure Joy Shawl by Joji Locatelli. And I finished it. So it's finished. It's not finished, okay? So I haven't blocked it yet. This episode brought to you by the letter S. Jeez. I have not blocked it yet. I have some time. I'm going to see my friend it's for. So let's do the panorama. it got huge. It's already huge, so I'm gonna be interested to see how well it is when blocked. Like, obviously the edges need to be blocked and whatnot, and also washed because it's gone through a good amount. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Again, the pattern is Pure Joy Shawl by Hohi Locatelli. I knit this in Knit Pick Stroll, hand painted, and I'll show you the labels in a few minutes. And I did these in US size, needle size US 6. It's just so pretty. Oh, if it wasn't so warm, I would be totally doing this, dudes. Oh, squishy. It's so squishy. Hello, darling. It's too warm to wear this, but I must wear it. Yes, I do. I am totally making one for me when I'm not commission knitting, right? Oh, it could be. I'm goofy today, guys. I've already spent a good portion of my day out in the sun, which I'll talk about later. So I may be a little loopy and a little bit more spunky than I usually am. So yeah, I am really happy how this turned out. Let me show you the labels. Oh yeah, and this is what I have left. I had it in my bigger on the inside TARDIS, which I used to have a little. Oh, Morningside Real Fiber. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. The labels are in here. So the gray, the shiny gray is Lisa Souza. Timaru, which is Superwash Merino and Bamboo Rayon, and the color Agate. And then the different blues, the eggplant blue is Stroll Royalty Tonal. Oh, come on. Thank you. And then Stroll Deep Water Tonal. Sorry, I said it was hand painted, but it's not. The lighter turquoise blue is Blue Yonder Stroll. And this is all fingering weight. 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. And I have plenty to make three different socks with the colors. Oh, of course, now. Come on, camera. Whatever. I have enough with the colors to make cute socks. So this is the deep waters. So, and my friend, even though my friend gave me this yarn, she said I could keep the leftovers. So this is the eggplant royalty blue, royalty purple. But I think I'm gonna take a break from this purple. Can I please? I've knit the same color multiple times now, and I need to take a break. And then this is the turquoise, which these could also be used for socks for the cuff, heels, and toes. You know, so. And then I don't know. There's actually there's enough probably with this rayon, bamboo rayon, merino wool, but I don't know. I don't really want to knit socks with these. I think this would be good. You know, if you guys want some minis in these, let me know. I am, always reach out to me on Ravelry. Or comment in the YouTube or the Ravelry, and I'm more than happy to give you minis. I have a ton of leftover yarn that is just sitting around. So if you need minis, I don't want minis. I don't do that, but I am so willing to give minis. Like Socksetera just did a call out for minis for one of her members, and I need to contact her and say, I can give you minis. I don't care if you give me anything, just get it out of my stash, you know? So if you want minis, let me know. I may not be forthcoming with those internationally because of the fact that it does cost a lot of money. But I'd be willing to think about it. How about that? But anyone, you know, US would like some, I'll be more than happy. Unless, you know, if you're international and you want something else from me, like socks, I do commission knitting. Anyway, sorry. So that's what's off my needles. What is still on my needles, which I'm hoping will start to speed up more, is first is my commission socks. I've done a lot more because I knit this during stitch night this week. So I've got a good portion of the leg. I was right here and now I'm up here. So I've been knitting this and reading because my book is on the Kindle. And the yarn is, and the project is being held in my Erin Lane Doctor Who sock bag, which it's an homage to the Fourth Doctor with the scarf. The yarn is Barocco Socks Metallic. So there you go with that one. There's, as I said, not much to really say about. Oh, you kind of want to know the size of the needle, huh? This is US 1.5, 2.5 millimeter. And it's just a vanilla sock. It's my usual recipe. The next one is my experimental rainbow socks, which has gotten a lot more love recently. Because I was knitting on this at the festival, and also I've been knitting during recess, so I don't get bored. So this is let me show you. Let me show you. Oh, come on. Operator error. Thank you. Alright. Let me show you a good indication. So I was around here. So now I'm a few stripes in. These stripes are about 1/2 inch, and I need to get to 5 inches. So I do the math. So it's probably 2 stripes equals 1 inch. So 5 times 2, 10. So I have to do about 10 stripes to get to the toe. And I call this my experimental rainbow socks because I was about to reach for my tea, but I'm not ready. Because I'm trying out an afterthought heel again, using a different method, if that makes sense. But other than that, it's just a basic vanilla sock recipe that I have. Just trying out the afterthought heel again to give it a chance. The yarn is, and it's done in a US 1's 2.25 millimeter. That's not a label, that's a measure. Did I mention I'm loopy today? I'm loopy, guys. Will you forgive me? Please. Knit Pix Felici in the rainbow. And the Felici is their self-patterning, self-striping yarn. And it's their usual 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. And I'm doing them 2 at a time, as I usually do, as you noticed with the last socks. And that's about it. That's all I've been knitting. I really wanted to be done with that Pure Joy shawl, and the last wedge was going longer because, of course, you get bigger. So there. I'm going to take a break because I need to blow my nose. I will be right back. I'm back with a clear nose and a teddy. Hi there. She was being devastatingly cute, so I had to. Yeah, didn't I? No, you're my cutie. Yeah? She's not happy that I'm not feeding her. I'm holding her. You want to be let go? You want to be let go? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Can I get a kissy? No? Okay. Alright. I'm going to go. I'm going to let you go. Alright. She hates being on the camera, I think, because she is all up in my grill when I'm not recording. But the minute she starts seeing me talking to a camera, she's all about not being anywhere near me. Sorry. And now I have kitty hair up my nose. So today in books, we are on to books, by the way. Today in books, since I talked last week about unpopular women authors and realized that I was talking a lot about European authors, I decided to do a little bit of research and figure out any unpopular American women authors that should be highlighted. And I couldn't believe I didn't remember any of these women. I'm like, how could I not? How could I haven't read a lot of them, so that's probably why they didn't enter my radar. The first one is Julia Alvarez, and she's well known for her Latina American style books. I actually picked 2 Latina American women authors because I don't want it to be, I'm trying to open minds, open everything, and you can't just focus on, I don't know what I'm saying. So Julia Alvarez, she is well known for the 2 books, How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents and In the Time of Butterflies. I read a portion of In the Time of Butterflies, but and a little bit of How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents, but not enough to truly say that I've read them. What I have read is quite delicious. And I say that, it's like, wait, did you just say literature was delicious? I like to eat up writing. That's probably why I tend to focus on literature a lot, because especially in the postmodern era, they tend to do a lot of juicy writing, if that makes sense. Very sensual, very about the senses, very much about how your thoughts in comparison to feelings. That how do I explain this? I've talked about Michael Ondaatje, right? He's very much visual, sensual, very just cognitive. There's no cognitive dissonance with him. It's very realist. It's very, touching and you enter the book and you enter the book. That's the same with Julia Alvarez and the next author that I'm going to talk about. They're very sensual and very much delicious language. I don't know how else to explain it. The next author who's American and unpopular is Sandra Cisneros, and her most well-known novel is The House on Mango Street, which I have read, and it is also quite delicious. And again, she, maybe because the Spanish language is very sensual too, it's just her writing is also quite delicious and just so sensual, and so I enter it and I feel like I'm in the house. You know, I feel like I'm in the scenes, and it's just so powerful. I really like her as well. And again, I wonder if they're unpopular just because of the fact that what they write about is their own experience as Latina Americans. Julia Alvarez is from Dominican Republic, and I believe, don't quote on me, but Sandra Cisneros is from Mexico, but do not quote me. I will put the correct fact down here. The next author is very much middle-class white American, and her name is Sue Miller. You would probably know her for the book The Good Mother, which a movie was made in 1986. She also wrote the short story Inventing the Abbots, which was also a movie in the late 90s, early aughts. And her literature is all about family because you write what you know. And I just read it on Wikipedia. She was since she was a stay-at-home mom, she didn't have much time to do writing until, you know, they grew older, which, go you, Sue Miller. I read the book Family Pictures, which was quite wonderful. I actually read Family Pictures when I was 12 years old. 12 or 13. I know I was young. So my mom had, I was a well-advanced reader in regards to fluency. Comprehension, it took me a little bit longer. I'm going to grab some water. In regards to comprehension, I was a little bit grade level. I was grade level in regards to comprehension, but in regards to fluency, I was advanced. So my parents, I would read through Sweet Valley Kids. I would read really fast through Sweet Valley High, understanding most of it. But if it had any adult content, it just went over my head, and I didn't, you know, we didn't have Google then, so I didn't look it up later. I just said, whatever, I don't know. Or I pretended to know. So when I was in 6th grade, I was, even before, when I was 9, I was reading John Grisham, which got me into a little bit of a pickle, which I may tell you that story later, maybe. But yeah, I was reading Barbara Dolinsky. I was reading, I was reading a lot of what my mom was reading. So she had Barbara Dolinsky. She did not let me read Nora Roberts, which, fine, whatever. But she let me read Danielle Steele. Or maybe I hid them from her. I don't know. But Sue Miller, she let me read Family Pictures. But she absolutely would not let me read The Good Mother. In the end, I just ended up never reading it. But Family Pictures was quite good, and I liked it a lot. From what I remember at 12 years old. So, check those 3 women out. They're great. Seal of approval. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of the series. I'm going back to themed books, so, you know, I get my librarian juices going. And I don't have any reference to children's literature because I don't have access. I guess I could go to my public library, and stock the children's department, children's section. But then the children's librarian would be like, why? You never have a kid. I could borrow a kid. Okay, that's creepy. Okay, stop, Jen. Let's go to stash therapy, guys. Let's go to stash therapy. Because I wasn't naughty. I was within budget. I said, okay, I have this little bit extra. I want to use it at the Castro Valley Fall Festival, which I'll talk about a little bit more, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But one of the main reasons I went to the Fall Festival was to check out this yarn and fiber company, which the two women that own it, they joined my Stitch and Bitch group. They're kind of busy, so they don't come, but they're fiber artists, and I really want to promote local artists, and so I was all for saying, hey guys, we should go and support them. Two of us showed, including me, but I figure if I keep inviting everyone, some more people will show. And maybe you guys, they do have an online website, so I'm hoping if you love what you see, and I put it in the show notes, they'll get more business. So, as you can see, if you can see that far. Sorry, I got garlic butter. So it's called Houndstooth Fiber Arts, hand-dyed yarn and fiber. And these women are awesome. They let me sit in their booth and knit for a little bit. I told them, like, just kick me out, please. I just need to take a break from the sun and the people. And they're just like, please, we brought an extra for you. Because I told them, you know, yeah. And I'm like, you're awesome. So, yeah. And they have a great story of why they're called Houndstooth. They both have big hounds, and their names have meanings of hounds, so they're like Houndstooth, and it was really cool. I'm totally butchering the name, butchering the story. They need to tell you, not me. But Krista and Aaron, you guys are awesome. They don't watch this; they're probably too busy, but they're awesome. They really are awesome. They really are awesome. So I did not get this there. But I almost got another thing, but I was good. I was so good, you guys. I really like them. So first I got in one of their fingering weight yarns, Painted Ladies. 75.25, and it's called Speckled Rainbow. Oh, did I mention they have a cool label? So this is the yarn. Isn't this awesome? Okay, I need to unscan this. Because, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh my gosh. I just grabbed it because it had a rainbow. But you guys, oh my gosh, you guys. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that autumny, yellowy deliciousness and the speckles of the purple. OMG. It fills my Art Deco soul. And then on the other side is red. Guys, out. You do. You do. Oh my God, you do. They are so awesome. They're wonderful, wonderful women and wonderful, wonderful dyers. She's amazing. I talking to the dyer was just awesome. Was just really awesome. So it's a two-woman team. Let's not go. I'll do it this way. It's a two-woman team, and I was talking to them about it. And one of them dies. Krista dyes it. And then, why are you being... Let's see. Alright. Let's see if I can do it that way. There you go. It's not as tight. But, yeah. So Krista's the one who dyes it. And then Erin is more the fiber artist. She's the one that handles the spinning. But she's also mostly the business end of it. But she's awesome. Look at this gorgeousness. Oh! Yes, I do this with all my yarn. So if you ever get a yarn from me, I've probably done this. Unless I know it's going to someone else, but yeah. I don't care. You're like, that's fiber, Jen. You've never shown interest in dyeing in your life. Well, I mean, not dyeing. I have shown interest in dyeing. Okay, I don't care. No. But spinning. I meant spinning. I know how to spin. I do know how to spin. It was hurting my shoulder, and a lot of people told me that I was spinning it wrong. You're not supposed to go higher than this. So I've been wanting to try again because I enjoyed the twisting and just the rhythmic doing it. So I got some. Because it's rainbow. It's rainbow. So this is. I was gonna go with the not Cheviot. Oh, now I'm blanking. Well, this is organic Polworth painted top. 4 ounces. She had some bare ones that I could have practiced on, but I really wanted the rainbow. Come on, rainbow. So if you notice, the rainbow is not like a true bright rainbow. Her dyeing aspects, her dyeing notes, Krista's dyeing touch, that's a better way, is very Art Deco, romantic edge, if that makes sense. Just definitely Art Deco, and oh my God, she had this one green. I told you, I almost bought the whole entire booth. Did I mention that? I almost bought the whole entire booth. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the reason why it's called Painted Ladies, this space is called Painted Ladies, is for the houses in San Francisco. So. Do I need to keep showing this? Come on! Go! The Houndstooth Fibers! Hopefully I have put the website down below. He's pretty. It's pretty. Do I need to show up and close it? Hello. I am deliciousness. Please, come be my friend. Please come be my friend. Oh, so so buttery. She had me try, so she has her own Angora bunny at home, which unfortunately she's going to have to give away because, yeah, poor bunny's being alone. But she'll, and he molts. So she grabs some of his bunny fibers and spins it in with silk. This is Erin, not Krista. Krista, yeah. And so, oh my gosh, she was showing, it was so wonderful. And she was also spinning with baby camel. Oh, the baby camel. Oh. So they carry a good mixture of yarn as well as fibers. So if you're a spinner, check them out. Beautifully gorgeous, well done dyes. And she's perfected the dyeing process so it doesn't bleed as much. Not bleed as much, doesn't bleed. And also is good enough that when you put them in the wash, it's all good. Did I mention they're fabulous and wonderful? I'm gonna heart them. I don't care. I'm gonna heart them because I love them. They were awesome. I may start to fangirl because I kind of knew them and I saw the website and I was like, ooh, that's really pretty. I had to check them out. But you know how sometimes you really want to touch everything? Yeah, I wanted to touch everything. And once I touched everything, I'm like, okay, I'm sold. Give it to me now. I want it all, please. So they've been in business for a year, building up their collection of yarn and whatnot. So I'm really hoping to see them more often at festivals and whatnot. And I told them, please let us know where you're going to be. Ooh, I should tell them that. I know, I believe I told them, please tell us where you're going to be. I will be there. Yes, I'll be there. Okay. So, that's my stash therapy. I thought I was going to not have any stash therapy until I went to the Casciarelli Fall Festival. And then, yeah. Alright, I'm going on to etc., etc., etc. If you do not want to hear about my personal life and non-fibery things, it was great seeing you. Have a great, wonderful day. I hope you have a great week of knitting and fun. If you want to join the madness, please do. Grab your beverage of choice and let's go to the crazy ride of my life. I promise no rants and ravings about white men taking over culture today. I don't really have a theme for etc., etc., etc. today. Just that I'm sick. Sorry, my notes are right here. I'm sick. Usual, I got a cold. Ugh. I wasn't the only one. My master teacher did too. Thankfully it was short. So I'm at the tail end. But P got sick too. But P was not a cold sick. He's been, his stomach, we thought it was his acid reflux. We thought because when his acid reflux is really bad, he can't really keep food down with certain foods. So we just thought it was that. So we figured, his diet has changed, we'll just focus on not having a lot of spicy food, no fried foods, etc. etc. But he would eat just the healthy greens and he wouldn't be able to keep it down. So he scheduled an appointment with his doctor. I drove him because he just was not, he was sluggish. He just wasn't feeling like eating because if he did eat, he would feel sick and then So he went to see the doctor. They talked it out. They, they, they thought it was his acid reflux too, but of course, you run some tests, and they hadn't checked his A1C and all that stuff. Anyway, he's diabetic too. So they checked that. They checked all of it, potassium levels, and it turns out his potassium levels were way too high, and his acid levels in the blood were too high. So with diabetes, it is a degenerative disease. You can slow it down, but it's still degenerative. I can't talk. And so when he was able to finally treat his diabetes, his kidneys were pretty out of whack. So he did have a lot of, not a lot, but still some damage. So he was already, he had already seen a nephrologist. They keep it monitored, but they were high. And so they were really concerned, and they called him up early morning the next day saying, you need to go to the ER. So unfortunately, I had to go to my student placement, and it's not like a job where you can miss it. It's like, no, you can't miss it. So he was able to drive on his own, but I met up with him later on after my half day, and they were giving him fluids upon fluids to lower his potassium levels were finally down, but his acid levels, his acidosis, it's called acidosis, was still high. So finally they just, they were talking to his nephrologist, and so they gave him some bicarbonate, and just said, we need to watch this. So I think because of the stress of losing his mom, and also, just, I don't, he's pretty good. He doesn't drink soda anymore, because I'm always on him. I get mad at him. And with our new diet of no processed stuff, you would, but we haven't done it that long, so I'm extra vigilant. And actually, we started saying, okay, well, let's do the Michael Pollan type eating, and eating 75 to 80% more veggies, organic, locally produced, at least in California, food, and very less meat, animal protein, and carbs. So we'll see. I feel a lot better, and he says he feels a lot better. He's playing Fallout 4 out over there. If you want to see? Hello, Lovey. I made him put on headphones. And then there's cuteness over there, but we don't need to see that because it'll jiggle, and I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, I feel really good. We incorporated dairy again, and that's doing really well. I do need to check my sugar levels to see if it's actually doing well. I feel good. I have more energy. I have less days where I'm without spoons, which, if you don't know the term, no spoons. Spoons is a term that people with chronic pain many years ago developed. It's basically, if you have no spoons, you have no energy, you're not feeling good, you're not feeling great. It's just, if you have spoons, it's good. I'll find a webpage that best describes it, because I know I'm not describing it well. So, and because of both of our sicknesses, I failed in the cooking this week. No new cooking adventures. We ended up eating a lot of takeout. this week. Which is, you know, when you do takeout, it's really hard to figure out what's in the ingredients. I did a lot of Indian food. So I stuck with just Indian food because I knew at least that was a little safe. And I did saag paneer. So when I eat out, I've been trying to eat more vegetarian. No animal protein. Sticking, well, paneers. You know what I mean. No animal meat. Sticking with veggies, so that way. So I'm vegetarian on the outside, but when I'm home, yeah. So I stuck with Indian vegetarian dishes and like Chinese soup. So at least we tried. Castro Valley Fall Festival. Yes. So today I went to the Castro Valley Fall Festival. I organized an event for my Stitch and Bitch, which I still can't believe people don't know about that term, Stitch and Bitch. Come on, it's been around for 20-some years, guys. I think. But yes, I talked to some people like, oh, that's a new way of calling it. I'm like, never heard of Stitch and Bitch before? Okay. So yeah, Castro Valley Fall Festival, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I was by myself. A lot of the people that did contact me that did say yes, let me know. I really can't go, and I'm like, I understand. But some people flaked, which is usual. That is always usual. So I never get upset about that. I figured I'd be alone, and it was an adventure. I did bring my digital camera. So at the end of this, I'll be popping in some footage from that. I didn't take a lot because I wasn't sure how people would feel. Like I did a little video in Houndstooth booth, but I didn't get to ask them because they were busy with customers. I'd rather they work with customers than with me, so I didn't ask them. So I'm hoping they are okay with it, but I didn't video record that much. But yeah, it was a lot of fair food, and but they still had steamed artichokes. Oh my god, drenched in garlic butter. Oh. And lemon aioli, but which caused me to have a headache. I don't know why. So, but I walked around. They had. It's better than it used to be. A lot of, I was talking to some people, and they were like, yeah, it used to be really small, and it used to just be informational booths. And it's like, it's a fall festival. You should have vendors. But a lot of the booths were taken over by churches, which, nothing wrong with that. But you should open it up to arts and crafts. It's a fall festival. You should have more indie dyers. You should have more artists. You should have more pottery makers. It's a fall festival. It should be more than just informational booths. Like, I understand local stuff. Like, they had the local Eden Youth and Hard. That I understand. But churches? I don't want to delve into that. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I actually got some artistic tank tops too, which I'll show you the one I'm wearing now. I was wearing a dress. I got out of it. But I got this one. Isn't it pretty? It's like I got it oversized because I wanted it oversized. But yeah. And she's actually from Southern California. I'm like, you drove all the way up here. But yeah, if you want to check her out. A lot of it is her own, oh, come on, focus. A lot of hers are her own. Ooh, she has dresses? a lot of it is her own art, so I'll have to check out the dresses. Because these were only $10. I'm like, you're underselling yourself, dude. So I got 2. Yeah, and she was really nice, and she's like, yeah, we have American sizes, don't worry. Which I was like, okay. What does it say about the U.S.? We're big. But no, I was telling her, I'm like, I look online, and a lot of things made from Asia, made from China, they say it's XL, but really it's for teeny tiny people that think that they're XL. And she's like, no, we're not that. I'm like, okay, all right. I can safely buy your tank tops. So I got some. It was inexpensive. It was great. So I had a lot of fun. I was so good. Other than the steamed artichoke, I did not have any desserts. I should be proud of that. You should. I was so happy. Although they had funnel cake and I could smell it even through the clogged nose. Oh, I wanted it so bad, but I'm like, no. And ice cream. But I have some clean ice cream for me in the freezer, so maybe I'll have that. So that's the Castro Valley Fall Festival. This is getting long. I did also wanted to do some podcast love since, and I wanted to focus on people that had less than 1K subscribers because, I mean, I love the usual podcasters, Grocery Girls, Knitting Expat, Knit Girls. I'm also been watching Hey Sister. I mean, they're already at like 1K and on. So I wanted to give some love to podcasts that were under 1K. And so I picked 3 because I have way more than 3. One of them is Lou Cookie Knits. She is based out of Germany. I think Berlin. I've watched a couple of episodes of her. And she's fabulous. So it's named after her 2 cats. And I guess she started dyeing yarn. I don't know, but I like her aesthetic. I like the projects that she was making and the socks. So definitely check her out. And okay. I love people with accents. I hate to say it, I do. I love them. Kind of wish Peter had an accent. I do. So if you're a podcaster that has an accent, I'll be watching you. Like Stitch in Sweden, I was expecting a thicker accent, but she doesn't. Which I'm still watching her. I love her. She's gorgeous. Go you. But she doesn't have an accent. I mean, she has a slight one, but not thick enough. In Lou Cookie Knit, she does have a pretty thick accent, but you can, if you're worried about that, it's not that thick. Anyway, so check her out. I'll post her YouTube channel in the show notes. Oh, did I tell you that show notes can be found down below and in our Ravelry group? Yes, it's there. The second one, they have about 400 members, so let's crank them up as well. So Lou Cookie had about 400 some subscribers on YouTube, and Cherry Pearls too, so we can bump them up to 1K. Come on, guys. Cherry Pearls podcast. It's a mother-daughter team, which I'm so envious. I want my mom to knit. She doesn't knit. I don't think she can sit still to do that. She and my sister are the same. If they sit still, they fall asleep. Like once they sit down and watch TV, if it's not baseball or sporting things, they fall asleep. That's just guaranteed. Me, I could sit in front of the TV and not fall asleep. I don't know. But anyway, it's not about my mom. But I am envious. I am so envious of the mother-daughter teams. Yeah. Because you can share that knowledge. But it's okay. I get to watch it through Cherry Pearl's podcast. They're wonderful. They podcast outside of New Orleans, Louisiana, and the daughter, I am blanking on the name. Is it Rachel? Her screen name is Teeny Buttons, and she has an Etsy store. It's a mother-daughter team out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Check them out. The third one has 9 subscribers, and she has 1 episode. I'm giving her a big chance. I kind of watched the first episode and stopped, only because I had to get ready. But check her out. She has an accent. And with all podcasts in time, you will improve. So that's why I always, if they're a brand new podcast, I always give them a chance. Always. Because I know from experience, I've improved. I feel like I've improved over the on and off times that I've been podcasting. So I always give new podcasts that are in the low numbers, low episode numbers a chance, and say, okay, I'm giving you a chance. There's certain things that will bug me, and then I'll say, I can't do this. Slurping. That's why you notice I'm very conscious about how I probably gulp, though, which I am perfectly fine with people saying no. And I probably a lot, which is fine. I understand. But slurping and gum chewing drive me nuts, which didn't used to, but I lived with someone that had a very sensitive, and so she brought it to my attention, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, it is kind of annoying. It sounds like a cow churning cud. So now I just can't stand it. Slurping. I actually stopped watching a podcast because of slurping. So, but she has 9 subscribers, so check her out. And she's about mostly knitting. I didn't see anything else in regards to other crafting. So, but I recognize that screen name from somewhere. I swear I've known her somewhere else. But again, Naked Knitter podcast. So, and that's it about. By the way, you can find us. You want to be really close to me? You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Knitterly Book Lady. The podcast does have a Ravelry group. It's called Knit Chat with Jen. It's very simple to search in the groups. If you have any questions and concerns, please do not hesitate to respond in the thread, to comment below, private message me. Go on ahead. Feel free. And if it's a big enough question, I will answer it et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, subscribe to me in YouTube so I know that you guys are here. Yeah. Oh, and also my Instagram is private, but feel free to send a request. I usually say yes unless you're a porn bot. So, alright. Again, have a great rest of your week. Happy knitting and love you all. Bye. Hi guys, so I am off to an adventure today. I'm going to the Castro Valley Fall Festival, hopefully to meet some of my Stitch and Bitch pals, but if not, it's just me and my adventure into fall. This is just the farmer's market, guys. I'm a little early, so I'm I'm gonna bruise. Alright guys, we're entering the fray. Yummy! I'm gonna be hitting that later.
Hi, how are you?
Hi! Got rudely interrupted by a market person that I thought I knew. Alright, food time! I'm gonna eat it later. Stuff that I can't have. Stuff that I can have. Like drenched in garlic butter. Ooh, stuff with bay shrimp. Ooh. Stuff that I can't have. Corn dogs. All of that stuff that I can't have. Oh, going against traffic. Trying to save myself. Ooh. Yeah. See you guys. Asher Valley Pride. Finally progressive. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. This is I don't know if you can see, guys, but you see that Donald Trump pinata? I got to hit it. Yes. It's happening, guys. I'm having the steamed artichoke. No shrimpies, but yes.
Now, if you're knitting, you can knit with it, and you can just do that. You just need more hands.
That's so cool.
I'm going to show you what's great.
I gotta finish a row. Gotta finish a row. Oh, dun, 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 dun. Do. So slow. Knitting so slow. Oh yeah. You are the wonder in my eye. Probably sound like crying. I feel like I'm knitting forever. Knitting forever. I had a kid ask me, why are you so happy? And I'm like, shouldn't I be always happy? Wouldn't it be good to be always happy when you're around kids? But apparently I'm not supposed to be always happy. Or maybe she's not used to it? I don't know. I'm still wondering about that. It's like, I said, isn't it good to always be happy? And she's like, well, but I never see you frown. Like, I don't want to frown. I want to smile. I don't know. And that got me starting to think, you know how some people have resting bitch face, you know, RBF? Maybe I have resting, what would you call it? Resting happy face. RHF. Or what's the opposite of bitch? Annoying? I don't know. What would be the opposite of bitch? It's resting bitch face, and then there's resting sprite face? Resting princess face? No. I don't know. Don't care.